Hello, and welcome back to another Smoke Signal synopsis. Today we're looking at what stories are in the March 1st, 2022 edition of the Smoke Signals newspaper. I'll give you a short summary of these stories, but you can read the entire paper and the full stories now at smokesignals.org. The first story on the front page reports that Spear Mountain Casino will no longer require masks indoors for employees and guests as of Saturday, March 12th. This comes after the Oregon Health Authority announced lifting its mask mandate across Oregon the same day. You can read that story continued on page 5. Right below that story, we share Tribal Council Chairwoman Cheryl A. Kennedy testified before the U.S. Senate's Indian Affairs Committee on Wednesday, February 16th, and the Grand Ronde Tribe's continued efforts to update the mid-1980s consent decree that limits tribal hunting and fishing rights. Kennedy's testimony supports allowing the Grand Ronde Tribe and the state of Oregon to replace, amend, and otherwise modify the agreement with mutual consent. That story is continued on page 3. Before we move on to the last story on the front page, you'll see photos from late tribal elder Frank Cohen's exhibit at the Linfield University Gallery in McMinnville. More photos and details from that exhibit are on page 8. The last story we published on the front page shares the Oregon Racing Commission voted unanimously to deny historic horse racing machines planned for the Flying Lark Entertainment Complex in Grants Pass. The Oregon Department of Justice decided the proposed complex violates the Oregon constitutional prohibition against casinos. That story is continued on page 9. If we go to page 5, we have two aquatic stories. On the left side of the page, we report the tribe's Natural Resources Department's practice of shocking the fish, literally shocking them with electricity, will soon come to an end. The method is used to count the fish and is reported to be 90% survivable. You can read the rest of that story to find out about the new machine they intend to use. On the right side, we share the Oregon Fish and Wildlife Commission voted to approve a memorandum of understanding with the Grand Ronde Tribe that allows tribal members to harvest shellfish under a special gathering permit. You can read details from the MOU on page 5. The Facebook Live event held Wednesday, February 23rd, featured a presentation from Spear Mountain Casino General Manager Bruce Thomas and Assistant General Manager Camille Mercier to address upcoming changes. Most significantly, smoking will no longer be allowed in the casino except for in designated areas, and a redesign of some food and drink services. The full story is continued on page 6. On page 9, we have photos from the tribal art installation at Chehalem Ridge Nature Park near Gaston on Friday, February 11th. We also have a video of that on our YouTube channel of that installment, so be sure to check that out. And that was your Smoke Signal synopsis. We have a few other briefs in the paper reporting on Indian country. You can read all of those in the PDF version of the paper available at smokesignals.org or in the print edition coming to you soon. I'm Kamaya, the social media digital journalist for Smoke Signals.